What's up, everybody? Good afternoon. Welcome, of course, to week number 9 at Endgame Racing F4 Championship, sponsored by Endgame Coffee, here at Circuit de Spa, right in Belgium. Infamous track, of course. I started the stream a little early in hopes that everyone would be out practicing, get some cool shots, but of course, everyone's in the pits. Except Michael Hawkins. So we're going to watch him for a while. Alright, so out in Belgium, apparently we're supposed to get a 20% chance of rain around qualifying. Nothing's on the radar yet. It actually says 0% once you're in the session. But I don't know how true that is. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens when it goes into qualifying. So I don't know if it's going to change weather or not when it goes in there. We'll find out. Hopefully it could be exciting. And I'm hoping that maybe if it does rain, people will have to have different strategies, because today is the endurance race. There's no more heat formats, it's just a standard 50-minute race. Carl's doing donuts in the pit lane. Stewards are gonna have a look at that, that's for sure. That's dangerous. Oh. Well, race bans for all of them. Anyway, as I was saying, last week, Watkins Glen, a sensational race. Heat 1 won by Ryan Woodfeld, followed by Jordan Wheatman, Kyle McBride. Heat 2, this time Jordan Wheatman decided he wanted to win. Easy win, won by about 6 seconds, I believe. followed by Kyle McBride and Charlie Poulier. And the feature was won by Charlie Poulier with Mike Ballion right behind him. It was less than second. And Jordan Wheatman in P3. Absolutely insane race if you missed it. The entire race had battles the entire time. I know I said entire a few times, but seriously, the whole race had battles, especially with Michael Hawkins and Ryan Springer. And I think it was race number 3 where it was Jeremy Smith and Eric Hives. Yeah, let's check out the track. Here's the track. If you don't know it, I don't know what you're doing in racing. But elevation changes going up the hill in turn 2, 3, and 4, going down the hill in turn 7, continuing to go down the hill in turns 10. And you kind of, after those wavy bits between 12 and 15, you go up the hill slightly to Blanchimont, the kink of turn 17, at the final chicane, and you are home free. It's a long lap. So if you're messing up a few turns, you're going to be way behind. But that's the beauty of it. Alright, I believe that is practice over. Now we're moving on to qualifying. And the music needs to stop. I lied. That beat is awesome. Alright. Onto the sound now. Let's pick someone, roll with him. We'll watch his qualifying, give him the commentator's curse, hope he spins into the wall. We are going to go with David Courtwright. Alright. So David Courtwright beginning to warm up his tires, getting ready for his first lap. Meanwhile, I will mention that we might have some mid-race interviews. This will be fantastic. I'm told we have the microphones hooked up to the driver's helmets. So hopefully we'll be getting in on that action. Alright, so here is David Courtwright starting his first lap. So, down the front straight, down into turn 1, braking harder than you think you need to because there's a big runoff. That could have been close for him. Now you're going to go down the hill, nice little straight, into the infamous Rouge. Up to the left, up to the right. Can't take too much on the left side. He plays it safe. Now we're heading down the Kemmel Straight toward turns 5 and 6. So here you're probably braking right where that red and white curbing starts. Slam it to the right, send it to the left. Don't want to go too wide there. As you can see, the sand starts very quickly. Now you're going slightly downhill into the braking zone. Just again, a lot of trail braking around this turn. This is turn 8. On to turn 9, aka no name. Now we're heading further down the hill into turn number 10, aka Puan. So lift off the gas, maybe tap the brake to get it to rotate, take the left. You don't want to go too wide. You're going to go straight down into turns 12 and 13. And again, have to be careful on the exit on the right-hand side. So David's playing it safe for the first lap. So now down to turns 14 and 15. The horseshoe, as I call it. You don't want to go into that sand. That's a bit too wide. But now we're back onto the back straight. So here's where everyone will approach the king of Blanchimont, aka turn 17. I believe it's still flat out in these cars. The GTs you're going to have to lift, especially in the first few laps, depending. The Porsche, you might as well just give up. You're going to crash. So into the final chicane of turns 18 and 19. Back onto the front straight. See if that lap counted. I don't think so. It has not, but the times are coming in. Stephen Cross right now with a 21.8, leading Ryan Winfeld, Kyle McBride, Charlie Pullier, and Carl Ribbing. Here comes a few more drivers finishing their lap up. So because Stephen's on pole, let's check him out, see what he does for lap 2. Mike Ballion setting P2 with a 22.3. He's been fast all week during practice. So that is not surprising for me, to me. Even the practice before this qualifying, I believe he was P2 as well. So absolutely killing it in this car. But if you look at the time, Ryan Winfeld, 0.006 behind him. So we'll see what the second lap comes up with. So Stephen Cross across the line. Does he improve? Yes, he does. 21.687, so up 0.2 from his first lap. Ryan Winfeld gets ahead of Mike Ballion by just over 1/10. dropping to P4 because Carl Ribbing has jumped up to P3. And only P4 by point, what is that? 008, wow. And Matthew Legault, P5. It's a late lap, as qualifying is now over. Right. So, here is the current starting grid. Stephen Cross gets pole position with a 21.6, followed by Ryan Winfeld, Carl Ribbing for P3. Alright, let's see which camera will be better. I have no idea. It's like 2 or 1. We'll go with 2. Before we grid, I did want to take a look at the rain, the weather. And it's all 0%, so we are good. Nothing happening weather-wise. Race will stay like this. Alright, who's not gridding up? I don't have all night. Alright, and we are off. It looks like Stephen Cross might have gotten a decent start. Charlie Pullier in the back in the hot dog car got a great start, trying to come up the inside. Charlie is already up 2 positions. Same with David Courtwright, and Jeremy Smith is actually up 3 so far, all by turn 1. Some fighting going on down the Kemmel Straight. Charlie Pullier up to P3, fighting with Carl Ribbing. Looks like a slight touch. Oh, someone's around. I believe that's Mike Mallion and Herrick Gutierrez, I believe. Take a look at that in just a few moments. As the field is kind of spreading out here, again, Stephen Cross still leading, followed by Ryan Winfeld, Carl Ribbing, Charlie Pullier. So let's go back a little bit. Here's David Courtwright, started P9 up to P7. And actually Jeremy Smith behind him is up 7 positions, going into P8. Right. Curious what happened back there, so let's check it out. Hold up. So let's see the start of that a little bit. Let me adjust. Here's Jeremy Smith. Is that Matthew Legault? no, I'm sorry, that's David Courtright up front. Up the inside of Jeremy Smith. So I'll loop back to the incident in a few minutes. So they're going to go too wide up the rouge. So Jeremy Smith had a great run. And I believe I saw a little bit of damage on David's front wing. Right there, you can see it in the front left. Just slightly bent from a left tap somewhere. Ooh. I believe that's Jeremy Smith going a bit wide there. Can't tell if the car is damaged. The wing definitely is on the front left. Same spot as David Courtright. Let's jump back up to Eric Ives. I'm also keeping an eye on Ryan Winfeld approaching Stephen Frost, now under 4/10, P1 and 2. Courtright just gets around them, going down into the long straight. So will Eric Ives have the draft here? He will, but how strong will it be? It looks like Jeremy Smith may have towed, so maybe he had a lot more damage than what we could see. Ooh, small lockup there, but able to keep going. Jump ahead right now to Charlie Pullier leading a small train of Carl Ribbing and Kyle McBride. So Carl Ribbing will now have draft. He's getting very close here, pulls out to the left side. Now it's going to be a drag race. Carl fortunately has the draft from the cars in front of him. Give him a small advantage, but I don't think Charlie's going to let off here. I think he's going to fight him. A little bit. Some respectful driving there, but Charlie keeps ahead of Carl Ribbing. Bit wide, but I don't think he'd lose any speed there. Might dirty his tires a little bit, but thankfully for him, Carl Ribbing went a little wide right there as well. Defends the inside, still holds it. Spots back, Eric Ives gets past David Courtright. curious where. I'll take a look at that pass in a second. Because right down the Cummins Straight is the original gang we've been following. Oh, Ryan Winfield also getting past Stephen Cross there on the top left. But for now, going into the chicane, Charlie Pullier just keeps it ahead of Carl Ribbing again. Looks like Kyle McBride having a look as well, trying to get that inside line, super inside line. I think I just heard something crash. Maybe not. It sounded interesting. All right, so Steven went off the track at some point. Take a look at that real quick. This is going into turn 1. That does not have any significance, but here's where Ryan passed him. Ah, okay, down the Kemmel Straight. He's probably just going to send it right up the inside. If he's not by... Oh yeah, he was able to take his normal line. Stephen Cross and Ryan Winfield again. Stephen did not go for it there. Oh, Ryan spins on the exit, giving it a bit too much gas. Sick 180, and now he's going back, but he just lost a handful of positions, now down to P6. So that gives Stephen Cross a lot of breathing room. He's 2.5 seconds up from P2, Charlie Pullier. Charlie Pullier trying to break the draft between everyone. Ribbing still holding Kyle McBride behind. Oh, but Kyle unfortunately spins. I don't think there was contact. Didn't see any. Watch that back real quick. Oh, maybe a tap from behind. I think that's Matthew Legault. May have been contact there, but I'm not too sure from that view. Here's Ryan Winfield, determined to get his positions back. Sends it up the inside of Matthew Legault. I don't think he's going to make it stick. Okay, he made it stick. I did not think he would have that line for the left-hander. But we'll see what happens in this draft on the long back straight. You can see the time climbing down right now. Legault playing it a little bit safe. No need to pass here. There's still 39 minutes left. just noticed, here's Carl ribbing on Charlie Pulier. Carl's going to have the inside line again. It's the second time they've been battling going in here, but he has a much better advantage that time. Ryan Winfeld's still ahead of Matthew Legault, but we gotta look at this pair now. They're a bit closer. Charlie able to stay ahead of Carl Ribbing just slightly. But again, we'll see what happens down the front straight. Matthew Legault was into the pits. So there was an incident involving him. Looks like there was. Let's go to that real quick. This is coming into the final chicane. Okay, that's just a standard pit. It lied to me. It said he crashed, but he really didn't. He was just going slower. So that's Stephen Cross up ahead. Now in P2. There's Boston Ells is right behind Matthew Legault going into the first chicane, but Matthew Legault keeps it ahead. So we have a minute, so let me jump to a couple things. So this is the start with Michael Hawkins. He said he jumped to the pits, not sure why. We have Mike Ballion. This was the issue. I think I can go back a little bit. Let's see. So here's everyone about going 3 wide. Quick little touch with Charlie Pulier and Kyle McBride, where Mike Ballion slows down for it. Someone goes flying up the inside on the right there. So David Courtwright's there in the pink car, avoids him. The yellow car comes by and just unfortunately turns right across Mike Ballion's nose. And a couple people got tagged, it looked like. So a lot happening there. And while I was doing that replay, not much has happened. Looks like Gage Malm had an incident. Let's check that out. Ooh, just a big lockup in the spin. Wow. So he'll have a damaged wing for sure. Just Charlie rimming again. There's Michael Hawkins on Gage Balm. Gage looks like he locked up again, going to the final chicane there. Very easy to do. Michael Hawkins able to get away. We have an incident. Is that David Courtwright? So here's David Courtwright going into the first turn. Ooh, looks like locked up the front right, oversteered, and easily spun the car there. Again, easy to do on turn one. Let's see where Mike Ballion is out on track. So he's going up a Rouge, turns 4 and 4. Oh, and I see Carl Ribbing on Charlie Poulier again. Quick jump to that, and we'll loop back to Mike. Okay, so they're in the final chicane, coming across the start-finish. It's going to be Draft City going down the front straight. So 3.5 tenths back, quickly climbing, 2.5 tenths. Sideline. So Carl Ribbing now ahead, full car length, able to pull out in front, take the turn normally. I don't believe they're gaining on Steven, but they're not losing him either. Both of them were quicker than him at last lap. You can see the 2:22.4 versus Carl Ribbing's 2:22.3 and Charlie Poulier's 2:21.6. Question of the day is Stephen Cross saving fuel? I bet you $50 he is. Actually, we can ask him in a mid-race interview. Let's grab him. Stephen Cross, can you hear me?
Sir.
All right, you're in first place. How does it feel?
I lost my drafting partner, so now we're just trying to save fuel and stay in front of these two.
Good, you just won me $50 because I bet with the chat that you were saving.
We're coming in this lap, so let's see if we can. Other than that, I mean, it's not bad.
Are you worried about the fight behind you, or are you going to let them just battle it out and stay back there?
It just depends on what it comes down to.
Well, they're all in the pits. Let's see if Ryan Winfeld.
So now we're gonna.
Ryan did.
We're gonna take fuel and get out of here.
It looks like you are leading the pack in the pit lane. Do you have confidence in your pit crew? Because I know what happened last time. You totally drove through them. Oh!
Gave it away.
I think they just put wet tires on your car.
That'll do it right there. Now Charlie will be.
All right.
So now it says I need 0.92, so a gallon almost. That sucks. I almost thought I could save it all.
Hopefully you don't have to pit again.
I'm gonna have to unless I can get Charlie in front of me and stay with him.
Well, he's in the draft, rapidly approaching you. So we will see how it goes.
Yeah, go see if you can snag him and mess him up. Give me a little gap.
Sounds good. All right, good luck, Steven.
Yes, sir.
Charlie Pullier, you are approaching Stephen Cross in one of the most hectic corners of the track. How does it feel?
In the crosshairs, we had a good pit cycle, closed the gap, we got Carl off our tail, we're feeling good.
Hell yeah. I don't know if you saw, but Steven almost crashed on the exit of the pit lane. It was kind of funny.
I saw the smoke. Did he just get loose?
Yeah, very loose. I think they put the wrong tires on his car, but we'll find out.
That's what I like. That's what I slipped the pit crew at 24, so.
I'll give you the insider scoop that he told me. He has to save majorly.
That's, if his fuel calculations are like mine, I don't think you're going to be able to skip a stop.
No, unless you get in front of him and he's able to save right behind you.
Play a little game here with him.
Yeah, he told me the secret, so I'm just passing him along on the straight.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna make him sit right in front of me.
If he slows down, you slow down too. That's how it's got to be.
Exactly.
All right, good luck, Charlie.
Thanks, brother.
All right, you heard it here first. Is it wrong? Is it wrong for me to give secrets? That may be, but I don't care. I'm all for stirring the pot. So a couple more people in the pit you can see. As Michael Steele just entered. Well, because of the interviews, Charlie will be staying behind Stephen Cross unless Stephen Cross absolutely stops on the track. He's very smart to do that because he can lift on every turn, save so much fuel, and not have to pit before the end of the race, whereas Stephen mentioned he's going to have to. Let's see, so Gage Baum has had a hectic race so far. However, his car looks clean now, and he is just going to truck along. So he's right behind, I believe that's Jeremy Smith, 23, yep. Looks like he makes a pass up the inside, but Jeremy has the inside for the left-hander. Gets a good exit. Now Now they're going down to turn 10, Huan. Also, of course, I missed it. Charlie Poulier is now ahead of Stephen Cross. I'll check out that pass in a second. So here's the pass for P1. Easily down the straight. Looks like Charlie had a great run, or Stephen pretended to mess up the turn to get him ahead of him, so now Stephen can fuel save till the end of the race. Who knows what kind of tactics they're playing? But I wouldn't doubt it. So it looks like Jeremy Smith added a little bit to the gap. Just over a half a second, but again, this long straight will bring Gage a little bit closer, but I don't think enough to make the pass going into the chicane. Now he'd have to be much closer, I think. Probably 3/10 at least. It's going to help. Stephen Cross and Charlie Poulier actually right behind him. So Jeremy Smith stays ahead. Stephen Cross stays ahead. What I want to see is the run. So I got a notice that says Stephen Cross went off track. I can only assume that's turn 1. For the straight, yep, exactly. So it gets a little loose on the entry there. It was a little wide there. And jump back to Charlie. Yeah, Charlie's very close to him, already has a killer draft. Oh yeah. Just easily has that run. Looks like I have notification Michael Hawkins crashed. Let's check that out. And we'll go back to Steven because it looks like they're going to be in the draft. So this is turn 1. Car just over-rotated very quickly, but able to keep going, no damage. These are the best timed incidents. He's going to take it. Steven will let him take it just so that he can stay in the draft behind and fuel save. Yep, so there's the lift. Charlie gets around. So I believe they're still behind Gage and Jeremy Smith. So where are they? They're at the turn up ahead. So they must be right in front of them. Looks like a slow-moving car. Saw tire marks that looked like they were going into the barrier, excuse me. So let's take a look at that. I believe that was Gage. Oh, just a little slide and a little tap. Might be okay. So I'm also looking at the lap times of everyone, so I'm interested to see if Carl Ribbing or Ryan Winfield are gaining on the top two of Stephen Cross and Charlie Collier. Looks like Charlie just set fastest lap so far, of right now, I mean. Oh, what's the fastest lap of the race, actually? Looks like he dropped back instantly. But here's Stephen Cross and Charlie Collier again. So while that happens, take a look. So turn one. Oh, the bump just lost the rear end. And there goes Kyle McBride, passing him for P5. So to answer my question from before, Ryan Winfield did a 2:22.3. So he was a little quicker than Stephen Cross in P2. Carl Ribbing, who's sitting in P3, was quicker than that. So unfortunately, Ryan Winfield is not gaining at the moment. We'll keep an eye out. As Carl Ribbing is crushing it right now. Just trying to get up to Charlie Collier. But he's also in a great spot. If he doesn't have the lap times, he might as well chill, make sure that Ryan doesn't get to him, which looks like he just gained a bunch in Ryan. I wonder if something happened. Not with Ryan Winfield. Jeremy Smith staying on the inside, getting out of the way. Alright, so one. So here is Michael Steele to the final chicane. Hits the curb and unsettles the car. We have another incident with Gage Baum. I believe this is turn 8. Just loses it ever so slightly. Hey, crash on the wall is okay with me. To the pits. That did not look like a scheduled pit stop, so let's check it out. Decided to just stop, it looks like. I don't know if he had previous damage or what. Michael Hawkins as well. And the final chicane. Oh, nope, scheduled pit stop. I swear, it's like the world is ending when he's going to the pits. That's what it's telling me. Alright, well, they're just swapping around, so let's do another interview. But first, I feel like we can just come back to these two at this point of the lap every lap and they'll do the same thing. Alright. I'm gonna randomly choose someone. David Corwright. Let's go. David Corwright.
The claw.
David Corwright, you are now
It's
driving
me.
down toward Eau Rouge. How does it feel to be up 3 positions into P6?
I'm amazing.
Hell yeah. That is exactly what I wanted to hear. And did you avoid the wreck on lap 1?
No, I got caught up in it, but my wing got a little damaged, so I kept going for a couple laps.
Oh, that's right. You had the bent wing on the front left, but looks like
Yeah, I
everything
wasn't
is
really
fixed.
sure. Yeah, okay, so I did have a bent front wing. It wasn't too bad. It was just, it was keeping me slow on the straight, so I had to pit early.
Ah, okay. You're good till the end of the race, right?
I think I got it to the end of the race. I don't think I'm going to have to pit a third time.
Hell yeah. Well, you are quicker than everyone behind.
Hell yeah, if only I could catch Kyle.
Kyle's freaking quick. He's cheating.
Kyle is being quick. But it's been a good race.
I would say
And these
so.
are one of my favorite cars to drive, so
And I do like the paint. It's fantastic.
it stands out.
Hell yeah. All
When you
right.
get going, you gotta sing the song.
You can give a preview to the stream if you'd like.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic.
It's fantastic.
Hell yeah, baby, let's go.
Let's go. All right. Good luck, David.
Later, nerds.
Oh boy, you heard it here first. Alright, back to these two. Charlie passed Steven. Let's check that out. Again, on the straight. Here was a lap earlier. Again, down the straight. Alright, we have Michael Steele with an incident. This is the final chicane. It's a fake incident again. It's just going to the pit lane. This time there's a pass at Blanchimont. They both have to pit again. So this is what Steven was saying. He was trying to make it to the end. He's down, 2 laps. Like 4 laps actually. I think I'm way off. So we'll see what happens. Who gets out first? Looks like they're both taking some sort of tires. Charlie's out way before Steven. Wow. Steven having trouble on the tires again. Lost a lot of time, now over a second, which is going to continue up because I don't know what the draft is going to look like. That looks like it's going to slightly, maybe not. Not enough, for sure. Smith. This is probably a pit entry, right? Yeah, of course it is. Goddamn. Right. Let's check out Kyle McBride. He's been setting pretty fantastic laps this entire race. Looks like he just pit, which is why his lap time was a 2:27. And you can see Ryan Whitfeld, Carl Ribbing, Stephen Cross, Charlie Pullier, their times are a couple seconds ahead of what they normally are. Let's check that out. This is going into turn 1. Ooh, just a bit of a slide. Narrowly missing, I think that's Michael Steele. Yep. So all is good there again. Just lost a couple seconds there. Just heard someone else speak a bit. What's the sound like? What? Was Gage Bomb entering the pit lane? So nothing of significance there. See on the top right, Charlie Pullier, Stephen Cross. So Charlie's lap after the pit was a 2:37.3. So that was, like taking the pit exit and finishing that lap. Whereas Stephen Cross's was a 2:39. They both entered, did the same exact lap when they went in. It was like a 2:25, I think I said. But Charlie Pullier had a almost a 2-second quicker pit stop than Stephen Cross. So if Steven has fuel to make it to the end while pushing, he's going to go flat out and try to get him. But if he has to save, I don't think he's going to have the speed for it, because he'll have to save. It's a lot tougher. Also, Carl Ribbing had a 2-second faster pit stop than Ryan Winfeld. So the gap between them is still, mid-4s, 4.6. So Stephen Cross catching Charlie Collier. There's the white flag, so final lap. Steven is almost in. Oh, he is now. Oh, he just got a great run. Looks like Charlie botched turn 1 a little bit, and it's going to be enough for Steven to have a hell of a run. As they go too wide up a ridge. So there's the pass for turn 1. But will he have the momentum? Looks like the side drafting is helping Charlie Collier. Able to stay ahead, but he's going to have to get a pretty decent gap for the final straight. So we'll see if he's able to get away, but it looks like Charlie Collier is just staying on him. Still within 3/10. And gaining. Charlie's a little loose there, going to lose a little bit of time. Little bit meaning a 10th, which is exactly what he lost. So now here is the run down to the final chicane. Charlie Collier 3/10 back and gaining quick. Stephen Cross trying to break the draft, but I don't think it's going to work. Nope. Charlie around the outside of Blanchimont. Has the inside line. What's Stephen Cross going to do? Is he going to send it? Tries and loses it. And that right there is the checkered flag. Charlie Collier wins the endurance race. Followed by Stephen Cross and Carl Ribbon. So David Courtwright holds on to P6 as he was hoping for. And Eric Hives with a fantastic race, up 4 positions going into P7. Austin Els as well, up 5 positions, landing him in P8. And I can hear Mike Valley, and there he is. Fortunately, down 5 positions to P9. He was involved in that lap 1 incident. Up his race. Wow, that was a loud explosion. So here's Michael Steele, P10. Michael Hawkins, up 1 position, P11. see. And here are your results. So pretty spread out field this race, other than the top two. But Kyle McBride able to keep it ahead of David Courtwright. And as I mentioned earlier, Carl Ribbing was setting fantastic laps, staying ahead of Ryan Winfeld. But that is the end of week 9. Next week's race, I believe, is at Laguna Seca. So a shorter track, a lot of elevation changes, the famous corkscrew, and a lot of ways to screw up your own race. So we'll have more driver interviews next week as well. But thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night.